Hello everybody and Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas if you're celebrating it today, and Merry Christmas Eve to everybody else who, like me, is celebrating on the 25th. I'm creating this very holiday themed makeup look for you today. I was inspired by Linda Hallberg to create a holiday makeup look without foundation, and I'm wearing no foundation in this video, no foundation at all, and I'm going to be taking you step by step and showing you how to create this look right here. I will link the video that inspired this particular tutorial down below if you're interested in seeing it. It's one of Linda Hallberg's videos. Love her channel, love her Instagram. I'm obsessed with her. You guys know this, but I did want to create a very beautiful, kind of like a holiday, sparkly, colorful look. So I do hope you enjoy this video. So let's just get into it. My sister was in here yesterday and she was doing her makeup and she left these palettes out, and I was like, you know, I might as well try these palettes out. I want to see just like what looks I can create with them. I already love using these a lot. I'm going to be using these today, and I also do want to do a little bit of foundation for my eyeshadow base. You guys know that I really do love using foundation and concealer for my eyeshadow base. So yeah, I had this idea. Well, I stole this idea from Linda Hallberg to basically do a holiday makeup tutorial without foundation. I loved that idea. I saw that video in my subscription feed, and I was like, I need to try and do this today because I was just getting ready to film, and I was like, well, I don't really like to wear a lot of foundation, especially in my daily life, and right now, to be honest, at this very moment, I don't want to wear foundation for a video. So I figured that I would just do a holiday makeup tutorial and show you guys how I would do it without foundation. If I'm going to any kind of holiday party, I don't want to wear foundation. I don't. And I actually have a video coming up about me not wearing foundation and just me wearing less makeup on a daily basis and wearing no makeup, and that's going to be a video that you're probably going to see after the new year. I'm not sure when I'll put that up, but you know, I'm not into wearing foundation that much, and that video will sort of explain why. And I also want to offer some tips if you guys want to sort of go ahead and not wear foundation and you're still feeling a little bit uncomfortable about it and you're not sure how to go about it. That video might be a good resource for you. But we're going to be doing today's makeup look, beautiful full glam, but without foundation. So let's just see how it turns out. This is the brush I'm using right here. You might have already recognized it from several of my videos. This is actually from a brush kit that I got off Amazon. I have a few brushes in here that are from that very same brush kit, but this, in my experience, has been the best from that brush kit. It is really so good. I use it a lot for packing on color. I really do want to just go straight in and use this color right here, this beautiful midnight blue. But I know from experience that this color is a little bit tricky to blend. It's not bad, but it's not one of the colors in this palette that blends out the easiest. So I've never actually used it first before, I don't think. But you know what? Let's just get into it. I don't think that it's going to be catastrophic, but I am going to load this brush up because I really want to get the full impact of the color. And I'm just going to be applying this, rather stamping it on the area just below my crease and maybe into my crease as well. I mean, let's just see what happens. I'm just going to take the color. It's really quite beautiful, and I'm going to just concentrate it first on the outer part of my eyelid, and then I'm just going to take the tip of the brush and just really just apply this color into my crease as well. And then gradually I'm going to use the end of the brush to really just apply this color quite lightly into my crease area and softly apply it into my inner crease as well. Notice that I am using a heavier hand on the outer part of my crease, and then in the inner portion I am just using a lighter hand. I do want to extend my eyes, so I try to concentrate the shadow more on the outer part of my eyelid rather than the inner portion. I know it looks super choppy right now, but we are going to blend this all, and it's going to look a lot more refined as we go on. So, I forgot to do my brow bone highlight. I know, what's new? Honestly, what's new? I always forget to do my brow bone highlight, but I'm just going to quickly remedy that by picking up a flat brush. Let's try and pick up a color from the Masquerade palette, and I'm going to be using this color right here, and I'm going to apply this into my brow bone. It is really, like, this shade in particular is really so, like, intense. It is quite beautiful, I think. Then I'll be taking a small baby crease brush. I'm using this one right here. This is the Morphe M506. And this I find is really great for really getting into like the small crevices of your crease. I use this brush all the time, and I'm just gonna dip it a little bit, not too much, into this color right here. Tap off the excess, even though there isn't really any. And I'm going to use small light motions to just blend the outer corners of this. This is what it's looking like so far, and I think that I actually do want to add a little bit more of that blue. I'm just using the remainder of the product on the brush and just place it into my inner portion of the lid. So I'm just packing that color on. So I actually do want to step back a little bit, and I'm going to be doing my face. And yes, you'll remember that I am not going to be doing my foundation, which is a little bit interesting because I've actually never done like full glam without foundation, but I want to see what it is like. But I really do want to cover up like the breakouts that I have here. If I was going to a holiday party, I would cover these up. I have some on my chin, and I have like some in this area right here. But see these like 3 rather large spots? I'm going to cover those up. So I'm going to be using this foundation right here. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and this is in the shade number 1 Creamy Vanilla. The reason I'm using this one is because this is actually the closest shade match to my skin that I have currently in my collection. And I'm just going to be taking a little bit on my fingertip, just a little, you can see right there. And then I'm going to just dab it right on top of each spot. And I'm just gonna like stipple. I'm just gonna tap my finger over and over. So it kind of looks a little bit weird right now, but I think that I'm gonna use the remainder of this color actually to just cover up these spots as well, because I really don't want to waste any product, and I don't know, might as well. I'm just gonna like lightly cover these up. So these are actually hormonal breakouts, and they're really like quite prominent, as you can tell, but I do like using like a fuller coverage foundation to cover them up, just because I have formulas that I trust and work well for me. So in my opinion, if I'm using like a high coverage foundation, it's really the same as using a concealer in my book, especially because I really don't have any concealers currently that match my skin tone. So I'm really trying to match my skin tone, because this isn't going all over my entire face. This is going in a few key areas that I don't want to draw attention to. So using a concealer that doesn't match my skin tone would be a little bit of an issue, because I wouldn't necessarily be able to make the spots less conspicuous. In fact, it would be enhancing them further, which I do not want. So I've let them like sort of like sit there for like a few seconds, for like about 30 seconds at this point, and the reason for that is I just don't want to like go in and blend them out immediately. I do want to let the foundation set a little bit. And right now I'm just using this brush, the same Real Techniques brush I used to apply my eyeshadow base, and this is like a small like a rounded dome brush, and I'm going to blend out like the edges, because I don't want to like move the product too much, but I do want to blend out those edges. And again, since this foundation is such a good match for like my natural skin, it almost like completely disappears. Of course, like the less you apply, the easier it is to just blend out, but this is where I did the most covering, and it's rather natural looking. And I do have like redness like around my face, but I'm really just gonna leave that alone. I don't really need to cover that up. I do want to take a little bit of a crease brush, and I'm going to dip it into this blue, And I just want to run this into my crease area just to really airbrush that eyeshadow and make it look a little bit more seamless. And then I'm going to take a bit of glitter glue. This is the NYX one right here. And I'm going to apply this into the center of my lid because I really do want to do a little bit of a spotlight eye, but I really want to intensify the effect of the color that I'm going to apply. So rather than just apply it onto simply the eyeshadow, I want to add a little bit of glitter glue, because this is actually a really great trick if you do want to intensify any kind of eyeshadow, be it a matte or a metallic or a shimmer. But I do like using this for like metallic and shimmery colors best of all, because this really provides a sticky base for the shadow to adhere to. So I'm just applying this all over the center of my lid. I'm going to take this gunmetal gray color, and this is such a pretty color. I don't use it nearly as often as I should, but I want to apply this like in the center of my eye, right on top of that glitter glue. I'm then gonna take that little crease brush right here that we were using earlier. I'm gonna dip it into that blue right there, and I'm going to use this to merge the edges of the two colors together to really just blend those edges out. For the inner corner, I'm just going to take this really dense brush that I was using earlier, dip it into more of that blue, and just apply it directly into the inner corner bit, because I do want to intensify the blue in that specific area more so than the gray. And then I want to take a smaller brush, like this is like a little itty bitty one right here, and I want to dip it into this really plummy kind of violet color, and I'm going to apply this into the lower lash line. I'm also going to use the same brush to really just diffuse that color a little bit more. It helps if you have less product on the brush to begin with, because you can really just go in over and over and just diffuse that color without getting too much of the color on the skin. So I really wanted to add some variety into this look, which is why I did use that plum shade in the lower lash line. However, another reason why I used this particular plum is because I know from like experience that this plum is really easy to blend out. And truth be told, a lot of makeup products, particularly powders, don't work too well when you're trying to blend them out on a bare face, because they simply are not designed to work on your bare skin. They're designed to work on top of a foundation. But we're not using foundation today, or concealer really, except like on my spots. We're not doing like any product in my under eye, especially when typically I would have a foundation there. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to create like a blended out under eye area, but I want to make sure that I'm choosing a powder eyeshadow that will help make that happen, instead of making it a little bit difficult for me to blend in that specific area because of the absence of product, if that makes any sense. I also want to add in this Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ladybird into the inner corner, because I really do love how bright and reflective this shade is, especially for the inner portion of the eye. It really just brings a look together and just adds a little bit of glittery brightness to a look, which is what I really want to do. I really want to have like a little bit of glitter incorporated into this makeup look, because it is a holiday makeup look after all. Now, I really want to up the effect of the glitter in this look. I feel like this is not quite enough for me. So I'm going to be using this Lemonhead glitter right here. This is called a Space Paste, and it's in the color Adult Film. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, very intense, and this has like a lot of transforming properties. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and just apply it directly on top of that gray. I'm going to use my ring finger to blend it out a bit. And the effect of this is really quite interesting, because from certain angles it looks like you're not wearing any kind of like glitter in that area whatsoever, but then like you turn your head a little bit and then you get like this beautiful like effect like right there. I'm not sure if it's even showing on camera, but in real life it is really so beautiful, and I love the effect it's giving on my eyelids. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go to mascara. I'm using my regular L'Oreal Lash Paradise one. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to apply face makeup, and I do kind of want a little bit of like a sculpted look. I don't want to put on highlight because I feel like I don't really want to apply a highlight, to be honest, today. So I'm going to be going for like a little bit of a light contour with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which happens to be quite blendable, and I do think that it works well with foundation or without foundation. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a light contour with this. Nothing too heavy because I do want to add like a light sculpted look to my face, but I really don't want to go for like the effect of makeup on my like skin. I just want to go for like a light sculpted, very subtle look. But even for the lips, I just want to go with my usual thing. I'm going to be doing the Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade Bear to Comment, and then right on top I'll be doing the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. So this is the look without any false lashes. I'm going to go ahead and apply some because I really do want the effect of false lashes for this look, and the ones I'm going to be using today are going to be the House of Lashes Iconic Lights. I almost completely forgot to do this, but I'm going to be doing a little bit of lower lash mascara as well. This is the finished look right here. Like this is it. Oh my gosh, like I have been wearing my like makeup without foundation for a little bit now, and I've actually had a few videos that I've filmed without any foundation, and I have a little bit of makeup on, but this is the first time that I've done like full glam, like full like beautiful like glitter eyes and a lip and a little bit of bronzer, but no like highlight or no foundation. And honestly, it feels so incredibly liberating. It feels like I'm wearing nothing on my skin because I'm wearing nothing on my skin, and I feel so light. I don't feel cakey at all. I feel great. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love that. Like, this feels so good. This feels so good. I truly cannot describe to you how good it feels to like sit here in front of the camera and not wear foundation. Like it is so comfortable. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, Linda, for this idea. It was completely genius. I would highly recommend giving it a shot. So thank you so much for watching this video. Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful time with your families and your friends, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.